What's going on, everybody? Welcome to A Freelance Artist Journey, where you'll see me, Jeff Burns, draw something and hear me ramble on about my experiences, thoughts, struggles, and anything else that pops into my head. I enjoy helping other people. And it's funny because I've never really considered myself a people person. I'm not the life of the party type. I'm the wallflower. I'm the one that's in the background, just kind of taking everything in. If I had the option to be out in the country with the animals and nature, or to be in the city at an upscale dinner party, being the life of that party, I'm going to choose to be in the woods. And, that's just me. I'm more of an introvert. I enjoy hanging around with people, but in smaller groups. And so to discover that, or I should put it this way, I found that there was an opportunity to teach art. And, I thought to myself, teaching, that's not me, being in front of a class of kids or people or whatever, that's just not me. But, I kind of pushed myself to do it anyway. And I did find a level of enjoyment in it. Not so much being at the head of a class with a bunch of people staring at me and, pointing at a chalkboard kind of thing. That's not me at all. But I found that teaching doesn't necessarily mean the typical classroom setting like we think. That was an experience that was cool. It was challenging. I had to kind of overcome my own fears and, just being intimidated by the idea of having people look to me for help. But I enjoy helping other people. And I find that I do it more than I realize online. And that is spending time on Reddit, you come across posts where people are asking for help. And if I have the answer, then I'm more than willing to raise my hand or to comment and say, yeah, here's the answer, or here's what I've found. See if it works for you. And that's something that we all can do. It's an easy thing to do. And it's just as simple as just talking to somebody, just saying, hi, my name is, here's what I think. We're just giving our opinions or we're giving our experiences. And it may be one extra experience than that other person has had. And so this is something that, I'm striving to do more of, especially online. As much time as I spend on the internet, sifting through Reddit listings, when I see a need for help and I can help them, then I'm definitely going to do it more and more. And there's a lot of artists, a lot of people in the art community, a lot of young artists coming up that need help. This is a way for me to give back because growing up, I was a young artist, and I wanted to draw comic books. And there were two guys, and they were, at the time, I think I was maybe 16, and they were probably 20, 21. And I found out that they would draw comic books, and they were creating their own characters, which I was like, wow, you can do that? I didn't know you could create. Now, you had to draw Spider-Man. That was my mentality. But no, they created their own characters. They had teams and groups and books and covers, and they shared this with me. And it just opened up a whole new world to me. It's like, wow, this is possible. And I think at that moment was when I said, I want to be a comic book illustrator. But now, unfortunately, their knowledge of comic books only went so far. And so that was as far as I went. I think they turned me on to a couple of books, um, How to Draw the Marvel Way. And I think there was a giant sized trial Spider-Man book. So it was like blank pages. It started off, and I can't remember the name of the book, but it started off, the story started off, and it was inked and completed. And then for maybe the first 5 pages, and then after that, they were just penciled pages. So you had to ink them. And then after that, they were blank pages. So you had to create the rest of the story, pencil them, ink them, and color them. So it was really kind of cool. My experience went as far as theirs did and no further. And I needed someone else to step in and show me the rest of the road, how much further I could go from there. What do I need to learn? What schools do I need to go to? How do I get into those schools? How do I begin to build a portfolio? What things should I be learning before school even starts? What things that I could be practicing right away, like anatomy, perspective, that type of thing. So, now that I'm in a position to help the next generation, it would be a crying shame for me not to do so, not to lend a hand, not to reach down, find someone and tell them, okay, this is what you want to be. This is what you want to do. These are the steps. We have the internet now, so this is a big help, but still the internet is a big place and it's so overwhelming. You can get lost just on Instagram alone and not find what you're truly looking for. So, if I've got to go searching and find that young kid like myself to help them out, then I'm going to do that. And I've had the privilege of working with other artists and teaching younger artists who are coming up. And sometimes I'll ask, how much time did you spend drawing this week? And most of the time, I didn't really do much of anything or just sketched a little bit. I always ask just to kind of locate them and see where they are. Now, I can't really blame them too much. There's a lot of different things pulling for their attention. They've got their friends, they've got video games, television, and all of these different things pulling at them. But they do enjoy art. And I tell you, once we get down and we start drawing, then you can really see their talent. So there is a love for art, but there's so many other pulls, so many other things tugging at for their attention and for their time. And, I'm no different. I'm not that diligent to be honest. I'm not that diligent when it comes to practicing. I could be doing more. I could be more methodical in how I spend my day. And that's something that I need to look at going forward. But there's something that I was sharing with a young artist. And I asked him, what have you been working on? And he said, oh, nothing much, really, just a few little sketches here and there. And he showed me some of what he was working on. And he's using this website, DrawABox, to learn and to grow in. And, the basic premise of the site is, just as the name says, learn how to draw a box. And then, just the 4 corners, and then take that box, turn it around at different angles, draw it in perspective. And you would be surprised at how challenging it is, and and how much we can learn from just simply practicing to draw a box, then turn that box into a cube, and then turn that cube in space and add perspective. And yeah, it's a really good practice. So he has one or two sheets of just nothing but these practice lessons from DrawABox. And so I asked him, I'm like, that's cool, but are you drawing anything that you enjoy drawing? All practice with no payoff at the end is kind of a way to set yourself up for early burnout. When you draw a picture and you complete the picture, at the end you have a sense of fulfillment. I've completed something. There's a bit of adrenaline rush that comes with that, and then you're happy with yourself, and you get that payoff of, yeah, I did it. Don't hesitate to comment below. I'm on social media. You can type in Jeff Burns Art in Twitter, Instagram, and you'll find me. But thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you in the next broadcast.